This is the very first flight of Dave Hatch's Senior Telemaster aircraft, which was the platform for the Projectile Drop Project, a senior design project for St. Mary's University. It is being piloted by Steve Serwin. On this very first day, we did not attach the projectile because we just wanted to test out the flight of the airplane. Here it is, coming in for a landing. Bit of a bouncy landing, ending up in the grass with a flat tire. That's okay. Here's our second day out. We had to go home that first day because there were some pretty bad hardware problems. And the winds were blowing out of the south-southeast on this day. 10 to 15 mile per hour winds with gusts up to 25. And here you can see the Telemaster taking off. The ribbon under it is what's attached to the projectile. This was our very first attempt to drop the projectile. Steve is going to fly it around for a test run, and the simulation software is running, so it will tell the user on the ground when the projectile would have dropped. So he's just going to try to line it up with the target. A parallax propeller microcontroller is mounted in this, as well as an altimeter and a GPS. And it uses these electronics to calculate the physics equation, the distance before the target at which the projectile should be dropped. Very simple ballistic equation. We did allow for some fudge factors to correct for things such as the wind on this day, as well as the actuation of the servo time, the servo actuation which would release the projectile. There's our little ground crew, the umbrella to prevent the sun from shining on the laptop. That was the approach run. And now we can see that everything is all lined up and it works as it's supposed to. So now he's going to come around for the actual target drop, the actual projectile drop. And this first projectile drop landed within about 12 meters of the target. Here Steve is landing the plane after the first drop. We got some less bouncy wheels on there. That's me trying to turn off the propeller. Trying not to burn my hand.
That's okay. It's all right, I'll kill it with this.
It gets hot!
There's us measuring the distance of the projectile to the target.
That wasn't bad. It found the ground.
The wind started picking up as the day went on. Here's the second takeoff. a fudge factor had been changed in software to hopefully correct for the wind that we solved for from the previous run. So that was just a test run, once again, to make sure we were lined up. Coming in for the approach. There it goes. The second drop was 6 meters away from the target, half the distance of the first one. Here we're measuring the approximately 6 meters.
20 feet or something, I bet.
Yeah, 20. No, 19.
Close enough.
See if I get that right at the bubble. Right? 19 feet.
How many feet is it?
19.
19.
19.
You can really see how windy it is out there by the way this umbrella is being blown around. There goes the third takeoff. We had changed the fudge factors even more in software to try to compensate for that wind. And the very rough takeoff here. Steve pulls it up. And then on this one, we weren't going to do a practice run. We were just going to try to approach the target from the very beginning. Coming in for the approach. And then suddenly the engine stops. We don't know why. There was plenty of fuel in the tank. Maybe some vibrations due to the rough takeoff. But watch Steve land this thing as a glider. Coming in close there. But he set her down real nice. Saved all our electronics, everything in the plane. Beautiful landing. Even despite the weather we were faced with and several problems, we were really able to make this project a great success. But none of it would have been possible without all of these people, so thank you all very much.